We often think of spiritual growth as a personal journey, something that happens within us, through meditation, reflection, and self-discipline. But in reality, no one walks this path alone. From the moment we are born, we exist in relationships with our family, our friends, our teachers, and even strangers. These connections shape who we are and how we understand the world. In Buddhism, we recognize that everything is interconnected. Just as a tree cannot grow without sunlight, water, and soil, we cannot grow spiritually without the support of others. Community plays a vital role in deepening our understanding and helping us stay on the path. When we are surrounded by others who share similar values and aspirations, we feel encouraged. There are days when we struggle, when we doubt ourselves, or when we feel lost. In these moments, the presence of a supportive community can remind us why we started our journey in the first place. Their words, their actions, and even their silent presence can bring us back to the path. At the same time, being part of a community also allows us to see ourselves more clearly. When we interact with others, we begin to notice our habits, our reactions, and our emotions more deeply. Maybe we realize that we become impatient when things don't go our way. Maybe we see how difficult it is for us to listen without judgment. These realizations can be uncomfortable, but they are also opportunities for growth. Without community, we might never notice these aspects of ourselves. A true spiritual community is not just a group of people who agree on everything. It is a space where differences exist, but respect and kindness remain. Through discussions, shared experiences, and even conflicts, we learn to expand our understanding. We learn to soften our rigid views and become more open to new perspectives. Community is not just about receiving support. It is also about giving it. When we encourage others, when we offer kindness, or simply listen to someone's struggles, we are also deepening our own practice. In helping others, we learn humility, patience, and generosity, qualities that are essential for spiritual growth. We do not grow in isolation. Just as a river is shaped by the land it flows through, our spiritual journey is shaped by the people around us. The presence of a community strengthens us, challenges us, and ultimately helps us become more aware, more understanding, and more at peace. Growth does not happen in isolation. When we learn only from our own thoughts and experiences, our understanding remains limited. But when we open ourselves to others, we gain new insights, sometimes in ways we never expected. In Buddhism, there is a concept called Kalyana Mitra, or spiritual friends. These are the people who walk the path with us, guiding and supporting us. A spiritual friend is not necessarily a teacher or a monk. It can be anyone, a fellow practitioner, a wise elder, or even a stranger whose words or actions inspire us. These people help us see beyond our own limitations. Sometimes, the greatest lessons come not from those who agree with us, but from those who challenge us. When we interact with people who think differently, we are forced to examine our own beliefs. Are we holding on to ideas out of habit, or because they are truly wise? Are we rejecting certain perspectives simply because they make us uncomfortable? A true community offers us the chance to test and refine our understanding. At times, we may encounter conflict or disagreement within our spiritual community. This is natural. But instead of seeing these moments as obstacles, we can see them as opportunities. When someone disagrees with us, we have a choice. We can react with anger, or we can listen and reflect. Every conversation, every interaction, even every misunderstanding can become part of our practice. We also learn from the simple presence of others. Seeing someone else's dedication can inspire our own. When we witness patience in another person, we begin to cultivate it within ourselves. When we see kindness in action, we are reminded of its power. A strong community is like a mirror. It reflects back to us the qualities we wish to develop. There is an old Buddhist teaching that compares a lone monk to a single piece of wood. If left alone, that wood may stay rough and unshaped, but when placed in a river with many other pieces, they rub against each other, smoothing and refining their surfaces. In the same way, when we engage with a spiritual community, we polish and refine our character. We may start our journey alone, but we grow through our connections with others. Our community offers us new perspectives, challenges our assumptions, and reminds us of the path we walk together. In learning from others, we are not just gaining knowledge, we are transforming ourselves. Spiritual growth is not just about what we receive, it is also about what we give. A true community is not only a place where we seek guidance and encouragement, but also where we offer it to others. The act of supporting and being supported is essential to our spiritual journey. There will always be times when we struggle, when we feel lost, uncertain, or discouraged. In these moments, having a community can give us strength. A kind word from a friend, the presence of those who walk the same path, or even the simple act of being heard. These can make a great difference, but just as we receive support, we must also be willing to offer it. When we help others, we deepen our own practice. It does not take great effort to support someone. Sometimes, all it takes is listening without judgment, offering a small act of kindness, or simply being present. In Buddhism, we understand that suffering is a part of life, and no one is free from challenges. By supporting others, we help lighten their burden, even if just for a moment. And in doing so, we also cultivate patience, understanding, and generosity within ourselves. There is a balance between giving and receiving. If we only take, we may become dependent. If we only give, we may become exhausted. A healthy community is built on mutual care, where everyone has the chance to both support and be supported. When we open our hearts to others, we strengthen our connection, not just with them, but with the teachings themselves. A community is not perfect. There will be misunderstandings, moments of frustration, and times when we feel disconnected. But these challenges are also part of our practice. They teach us patience. They teach us humility. They remind us that true growth does not happen in comfort, but in moments when we stretch beyond ourselves. When we support others, we do not just help them. We help ourselves. We become more compassionate, more understanding, and more in tune with the world around us. The spiritual path is not meant to be walked alone. By being part of a community, we do not just find guidance, we become a source of it. In lifting others, we rise together. No matter how deep our personal practice is, our spiritual journey is not a solitary one. The wisdom we gain, the insights we develop, and the peace we cultivate are all shaped by the people around us. Community is not just a source of support, it is an essential part of growth. Buddhism teaches us that everything is interconnected. Just as a single candle can light many others without losing its own flame, our presence and actions influence those around us. When we engage with a spiritual community, we share our light, and in return, we receive the light of others. This exchange strengthens us. It reminds us that we are not alone in our challenges, and it deepens our understanding of what it means to walk the path with sincerity. The connections we form in a spiritual community extend beyond words. Even a simple conversation, a shared silence, or the presence of others on the same journey can offer guidance and encouragement. Each person brings something valuable, a different perspective, a new way of seeing, or even a gentle reminder to stay present. There will be times when the path feels difficult, when we question ourselves or our progress. But in those moments, we can look to our community, not for answers, but for the reminder that the path is worth walking. We can find inspiration in those who continue forward despite challenges, and in turn, we may unknowingly inspire others simply by being present. If you have found meaning in these reflections, I am truly grateful. Your engagement, whether through watching, sharing your thoughts, or supporting this channel, creates a space where we can continue this journey together. Every comment, every kind word, and every expression of support is deeply appreciated. For those who have taken the time to leave a like, subscribe, or even contribute through super thanks, I sincerely thank you. Your presence here is a reminder of the power of community, even in a digital space. May we all continue to learn, to grow, and to support one another on this path.